Good day, everyone. Welcome to Journey of the Anointed with Mr. Buzz. Today I have a warning for everyone. Well, for the anointed. If you are one of the anointed, you need to listen to this for sure. Now, maybe about a year ago, I came across a fellow named Delbert Blair. And he was a Baptist minister and scholar, a very high-level, well-known scholar. And he lectured on this time, on end times, and on the anointed ones, whom he called the sons and daughters of God. Now, in his lectures, he talked a lot about the changes in us, in the anointed, and also the planet that are going to occur. And there's no question he's been right on the money with everything he said. You can see it all happening. I can feel it all happening. Basically, he talked about how the anointed were going to transform during this time. And that's happening, without a question. Our DNA is being turned on, our junk DNA, as they call it, which is not junk. It is DNA that's been dormant, it's been turned off, and is now being turned on. So if you're one of the anointed and you're going through changes, this is why. There's energy shifts happening and all kinds of things, but also your DNA is being turned on that's been dormant for your whole life. Now, one of the warnings that Delbert Blair gave us was that a lot of the anointed ones are going to be, just living regular lives when this occurs. And a lot of us will be into drinking, smoking weed, doing drugs, whatever. And suddenly, we're going to notice we're not able to do it anymore because it's going to affect us in a very negative way all of a sudden. Okay? He didn't really get into, in the lectures I watched, he didn't get into specific symptoms we were going to feel and stuff, but he just said it was going to be very apparent that we needed to stop substances like alcohol and weed, cannabis, whatever. We're going to become very hard on us and have very nasty consequences all of a sudden. Even though all our lives we engage in it every day, maybe. Suddenly, it's going to be a problem. So I knew enough about Delbert Blair to know to take this warning seriously. It's one of the reasons that I stopped doing all that stuff. Back in December, I gave up everything, including cigarettes. I think he even mentioned cigarettes when he talked about this. I gave it all up. And it wasn't really affecting me too bad. It was, well, there might have been a beginning of it. It might have been starting to happen, but something stirred inside me that just said, it's time to stop. So I did. And I began warning as many anointed people as I could possibly warn. I told them about Delbert Blair. You can look this up yourself. He's got a ton of lectures on YouTube. There's just hours and hours of them you can watch. And he talks about this in several of them, about the sons of God. He's always talking about the sons of God, the sons and daughters of God, but a lot of times he'll just say the sons of God. And talking about how we are not going to be able to handle the same things anymore because our DNA is going to be switched on. It's not going to tolerate it, and we'll die if we continue doing so. So I've warned many people, and most people you know what people are like. When you tell them something like that, they don't want to listen. And most have not. Most have not. However, it's now occurring that exactly what Delbert Blair said is happening. I had someone yesterday call me in total psychosis from doing a drug they do all the time. But now this is not the first time that it's put them into psychosis. They called me saying, man, just talk to me, please. I can't even distinguish reality from non-reality anymore. I'm in a state, it's, this is not the only person. Several other people as well have described the same psychosis from substances they've been doing all their lives. Few of them it's put in the hospital. Now, I'm one who needs to know these things for sure. So I tried a couple times now. I didn't touch any drugs. I didn't touch any cigarettes. I drank a little bit of alcohol a few times to see what it would do. No question. It has very nasty consequences for me that it never had before. One of them is what I described in a video as the mouth of fire. I drink alcohol, and it turns out for me, I've had these non-alcoholic beers. They're 0.5%, okay? So there's a little tiny bit of alcohol in them. But you could drink 6 of them, you're not going to feel it, right? It's very low amount, especially somebody that's drank all their life. A 0.5% beer it's not going to do very much. It's pretty weak. But when I drink one, well, actually, it takes 2. If I drink 2, I get the mouth of fire. My lips, I get these little slices inside my lips and these sores, and it's extremely painful, and it takes days and days to heal. Even the non-alcoholic beers are doing this to me now. Pain in my muscles. And we're talking from, not the non-alcoholic beers, but I actually drank alcohol a couple of times to see what would happen, and it's devastating. My body will not take it. It just won't. I get a sore back. I get sore knees. My head hurts. I'm somebody that could drink, my record I think is 36 beer in one day. Okay? I was a drinker like you don't even know. They called me the champion drinker. I could drink anybody under the table. It didn't even matter how big they were. I drank people under the table 300 pounds. I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. I was a hardcore drinker up until December that just passed. Now, as I've changed, my body has evolved. Because I'm one of the anointed, all this DNA has been turned on. I swear to you, 2 beer has devastating effects on me. Devastating effects. It's going to happen to anyone who's anointed. We're not all at exactly the same point in our evolution. So it might be that it hasn't quite occurred for you yet, but it's going to. If it hasn't already, it's going to. But I now know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 others who have had the same phenomenon happen. They can no longer smoke weed. They can no longer drink alcohol. I don't know of any that have had the problem with cigarettes yet, but that's going to happen too. Cigarettes have so many nasty chemicals and stuff in them. Your DNA is not going to handle that either. So no matter what you're putting in your body, this includes certain food. Especially if you're in the States. Now, RFK Jr. is dealing with this, and he's trying to get all the dyes and stuff out of food. All those dyes, they've been putting that stuff in there to harm us. Okay? It's such a hideous plan they have. They feed us all this garbage, knowing what it does to us, what symptoms it'll cause. So we'll go to the doctor with symptoms, and then Big Pharma can sell us some crap to mask the symptoms. They're all in cahoots with each other. So it's not enough for them to just sell the drugs anymore. Pharmakia is what that is. I'm going to do another video today on pharmakia. It's not enough that they're doing that. They're going to make you sick. They're literally going to make you sick first. So eat this food we've got here. Go into a regular store now. There's one here that I shop at sometimes called Giant Tiger. I don't buy all my groceries there, but Giant Tiger, it's not really a grocery store, but it's sort of a grocery store. And they have a few clothes and different things. 2/3 of the store is junk food. 2/3 of the store is junk food. And then you got this little produce section where you can buy real, actual pineapples or whatever. That's a tiny little section. Then this big, massive section for chips and bars and junk food. They want to make us sick, folks. That's what they're trying to do. If you are one of the anointed, this kind of food is also going to start giving you very nasty repercussions. You're going to be forced to improve the things you eat. And you're going to need to eat some natural food, some fruit and vegetables and chemical-free stuff. Okay, your body's not going to take it anymore. I also know people that are experiencing this. They're like, my diet had to change. That's same for me. Now, my diet wasn't all that bad. I did eat a bit of junk food and stuff. But I was doing pretty good anyway. I like fish and vegetables and good stuff. But it's at the point now where if I don't eat good stuff, I feel so awful that I can't even function. Like, even for one day, if I slip and eat processed food for one day, I feel totally like crap. Coffee. Caffeine. If you're one of the anointed, you're going to have to get some decaf for at least some of the time. I handle a little bit of caffeine, not very much. I've got a can of regular caffeinated coffee and another one of decaf. And I'll say, okay, tomorrow, can I handle some caffeine? Okay, I'll try a little tomorrow. And if I have more than 2 cups with caffeine, same repercussions. My body will not take it. I never even noticed caffeine before. I could drink caffeine all day long. It never did anything to me. Now, it's having very bad effects. Heed my warning, anointed ones. Heed my warning. If you don't, it's this simple. You're going to die. You're going to die. Delbert Blair put it very plainly in a bunch of his lectures. He said we're going to lose some of the anointed this way. Some of us will die. Because we just won't heed this. We will ignore this. And we'll blame how we feel on something else, and we'll keep doing it. And it's not going to be kind to us. It's 3 times I tried a very small amount of alcohol. Okay, 3 times. All 3 times, the repercussions were so bad. And I mean a small amount. I didn't go at it and get drunk or anything. Just a little bit to see. I can't believe what it did to me. I mean, I honestly can't. It's a beautiful thing in a way. If you want to give up drinking, this is the way to have it. You won't drink when you're feeling like this. It made me feel so awful. There's no way I could. I couldn't continue, right? Unless I was blaming the way I felt on something else and not realizing that it was the alcohol doing that. But it's clear that it's the alcohol. So heed my warning, anointed ones. If you're starting to evolve and your DNA is being turned on, you got to stop the substances. Now, I made a video yesterday where, talked about addiction and everything, and I said in it that the drugs and alcohol are starting to look good. Well, they are in my mind, but my body and my mind knows that I can't do it no more. So I can say it sounds appealing to drink and stuff. Yeah, it does. But I'm not able to do it. I'm simply not able to. It will kill me. It will make me feel so bad I'll wish I was dead, and then I will be dead. So mark my words here and heed my warning. If it hasn't started yet, it's going to very soon. But I think for almost everybody that's anointed, it has. And you're also going to have this. For me, I just had this knowing it was time to stop. It didn't even take bad repercussions health-wise to kick me into gear with it. Something stirred in my soul and said, stop this. Time to stop this. You know, I haven't put any nasty drugs like meth or anything in my body for months now. I'm totally cleaned out of that. That's gone. And what a different way of feeling. I just feel completely different than when I was all gunked up with stuff like that. Same with weed. I haven't had any weed. I tried a little bit of weed once. That had bad repercussions too. That had very bad repercussions. So, I mean, I'm the person that will experiment and try and see. I need proof. So if you want to do that, go ahead. That probably won't kill you. If you want to know what I'm saying, maybe you've given up this stuff. If you want to see what I'm talking about, it'll take 1 or 2 drinks or, you know, 1 little puff of weed. You're going to see the repercussions I'm talking about. You're going to feel awful. But my sore back, I had a bad back and bad knee and all kinds of bad stuff for many years. When I gave up all the substances and my DNA started being turned on, the back fixed itself. I walk like miles and miles every day now, and I feel real good. I couldn't believe the bad back was gone. But as soon as I drank, it came back. The minute I put alcohol in my body, bad back again. So it's very clear to me. Like I say, if you don't want to heed it, it's going to happen. But if you're blaming it on something else, maybe you'll see this video and you'll know. Don't blame it on anything else. It is your weed, your alcohol, your drugs, whatever you're putting in your body, or possibly the food you're eating. You have to heed the same warning with the food. If you don't, the food will just wreck you. You need natural food. It's the chemicals they're putting in everything. This is especially important for people in the U.S. Like I say, RFK is trying to do something about all them dyes and stuff. And I think he's getting somewhere. But eat natural foods, lots of water, keep yourself hydrated, all that stuff. Your bodies are changing. You're evolving into a higher version of yourself. They say we're not humans anymore, to be honest. And now, I don't know, is that true? I've heard it from several people lecturing on this. They say the anointed are no longer human. We've evolved and had DNA turned on that makes us something else. We're not even like humans anymore. So this isn't happening to everybody. Some people can continue on drinking and doing weed, and it's not going to bother them because they're not evolving this way. This is solely for the anointed, or as Delbert Blair calls us, the sons and daughters of God. So heed my warning, everyone. All anointed ones, start taking care of yourself. Get rid of the substances. If you don't, we're going to lose you. And remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings.